Love is Blind alum Glaze reacts to theory season 8 star was caught with script in pods. Glaze in Love is Blind. Monty Brinton / Netflix. Some Love is Blind fans are questioning whether season 8 participants went into pod dates with a pre-planned script. In a scene from one of the early batch of episodes, Molly Mullany was seen holding up her notebook during a date. In a brief moment, paused and enhanced via TikTok, it appeared that one of the inside pages featured a typed-out list that some viewers presumed to be a script. They don't be writing no notes, one social media user speculated. That looks like a script zero. Love is Blind rules. How dates are set up in the pods, wedding budgets, and more. We get daily conversation starters every day before entering the pods. Marshall, who was briefly engaged to Jackie Bonds during season 4, wrote via TikTok comment on Tuesday, February 18. Helpful if there's nothing to talk about. Help. Sign in. Love is Blind alum Glaze reacts to theory season 8 star was caught with script in pods. Miranda Sawak. February 20, 2025. Glaze in Love is Blind. Monty Brinton / Netflix. Some Love is Blind fans are questioning whether season 8 participants went into pod dates with a pre-planned script. In a scene from one of the early batch of episodes, Molly Mullany was seen holding up her notebook during a date. In a brief moment, paused and enhanced via TikTok, it appeared that one of the inside pages featured a typed-out list that some viewers presumed to be a script. They don't be writing no notes, one social media user speculated. That looks like a script. However, show alum Glaze debunked the claims that the reality TV series actually wasn't real. Love is Blind rules. How dates are set up in the pods, wedding budgets, and more. We get daily conversation starters every day before entering the pods. Marshall, who was briefly engaged to Jackie Bonds during season 4, wrote via TikTok comment on Tuesday, February 18. Helpful if there's nothing to talk about. Molly Mullany in Love is Blind. Courtesy of Netflix. Molly, 30, has not addressed the apparent fan theories but seemingly had a lot to talk about during her dates. She notably had a strong connection with Dave Bettenberg all the way through the experiment until he broke up with her in favor of fellow participant Lauren O'Brien and proposed. Before Dave's love triangle, he raised eyebrows for his questionable comments, including asking women, "What's wrong with you?" and then joking about women over 30 being past their prime. To a number of his dates, "I'm happy I approached it the way I did because, it landed with a lot of the women and it made things fun," Dave, 30, said on the Vile Files podcast earlier this week. "I have a personality, so I was happy to show that side of me, and it also weeded out a lot of the people that I didn't connect with. It helped me get there a little bit quicker." Love is Blind couple status check. Who is still together and who broke up? He added, "I like to keep things light and keep it fun, and honestly that came out in the speed date portion right away. I was just trying to have some fun with it and see who I connected with." In addition to Dave and Lauren's pod proposal, 4 other couples got engaged, including Daniel Hastings and Taylor Hogg, Joey Levile and Monica Danis, Ben Mezenga and Sarah Carton, as well as Devin Buckley and Virginia Miller. According to EP Chris Colin, there were 2 other couples who also proposed sight unseen but were not featured in the episodes. It's always how the edit works out. We film everything and then we go back and look at how we got there. We put the pieces together, Colin told Variety in February. "As always, we're trying to pick the stories that resonate and that we feel are worthy of telling because they lean into authenticity." Love is Blind is currently streaming on Netflix. New episodes drop weekly. Christina Hawk says her kids are thriving without ex-Josh Hall's negative presence. John Kopoloff slashed Getty Images for Feld Entertainment. Christina Hawk isn't holding back about how her divorce from ex-Josh Hall has benefited her and her children. During the Thursday, March 13, episode of Christina on the Coast, Hawk, 41, was asked by friend Cassie Shingle whether living without Hall, 44, felt like a weight has been lifted off her shoulders. "Because Josh is gone? Yes, a 220-pound weight," Hawk replied. "The house is so much better. The kids are so happy. Like, everyone in this household is thriving and the kids truly are doing great. Hawk, who shares kids Taylor, 14, and Brayden, 9, with Tariq El Musa and Hudson, 5, with Aunt Anstead, expressed relief about her split from Hall. Every time Christina Hawk threw shade at estranged husband Josh Hall on HGTV's The Flip Off. Everyone's just doing better since he's gone. Just all that negative energy, she said. I truly tried to make that work and tried to give him the self-help tools, tried to keep him busy and tried to say, why don't we start flipping houses? And all those things. No matter what, you can't make someone else happy. They can only make themselves happy. Chanel noted that there was nothing Hawk could have done better. Look, I'm proud of you because I know that wasn't easy. To really step out of that situation that was so bad and so toxic, she added, and then also know what you were about to go up against. Christina Hawk with her children. Courtesy of Christina Hawk /Instagram. Hawk, however, admitted that she didn't want to get divorced for a third time, to which Chanel said, look, I know you love a relationship. You love to be in love. Not one thing has changed in our 25 years of friendship or knowing each other. For real, you have your beautiful children and a beautiful life and career. All right, let's slow it down. This isn't the first time Hawk has been given advice about not getting married again. On her other HGTV show The Flip Off, Hawk discussed her personal life with Jeff Lewis. You and Josh weren't aligned, Lewis, 54, said about Hawk and Hall's journey as professional and personal partners. Obviously, you are a very attractive and successful woman. I am sure you are going to date a lot. But do we have to marry them all? Hawk reassured Lewis that there would be no more marriages. Christina Hawk's dating history. From Tariq El Musa and Aunt Anstead to Joshua Hall and more. The flip-off began with Hall starring alongside Hawk as they competed against Tariq, 43, and his wife, Heather Ray El Musa. Hall ultimately left one episode into the season, and Hawk filed for divorce in July 2024. Hawk has since been dating Christopher LaRocca while rebuilding her friendships with her former husbands. Hawk got her start on HGTV's Flip or Flop with Tariq. The former couple worked together on the show during their marriage, which lasted from 2009 to 2018, and after their divorce was finalized. Hawk moved on with Anstead, 45, which led to them collaborating on Christina on the Coast before their 2021 divorce. She tied the knot with Hall that same year. It's much easier to film with someone when you don't have to go home with them. It's not usually a good idea to film with a spouse, Hawk exclusively told Us Weekly in January. Josh was very hard to film with. He didn't get it. She continued. He'd always get upset with me. Like, oh my gosh, you did this or you did that. And I'm like, I'm making a TV show. Ultimately, it was better that he left after episode 1 because the show would have sucked. Black Bag contains one of Steven Soderbergh's most fantastical characters, a monogamous spy. It's a pretty good thriller about a virtuous British agent named George Michael Fassbender, who has 1 week to root out the rat who is attempting to sell one of the UK government's deadly gizmos. He has 5 suspects, all of whom are in sexy counterintelligence couples. Every operative admits that infidelity runs rampant in their line of work, even before George hooks each up to a polygraph machine. But really, this is competence porn. Soderbergh is fixated on Fassbender's unflappable George, so calm and controlled that we barely feel a twinge of suspense when he's told the prime suspect is his wife, Catherine, Kate Blanchett, also a spy. There's no question of George himself being the double-crosser, because, as every character continually repeats, he doesn't cheat. Soderbergh and screenwriter David Koepp offer up the touchstones of the espionage genre. Banks of computer monitors, dissident Russian generals, and fatal weapon systems with ridiculously on-the-nose names. This film's is Cerberus, after the guard dog to Hades. There's one indulgent explosion. Other than that, the actual spy games are merely a bit of lingerie tarting up a story about trust. Call it sex, lies, and videotape and guns. And a sign that Soderbergh doesn't have faith in today's audiences to be interested in that kind of thing, unless someone might get shot.